Hey everyone, just wanted to hop on here really quick to talk a little bit about what you can expect when we do the Springboard day and where you should put your settings and things like that. Maybe you're watching this later on and it might just be a refresher for you, but nonetheless, hope that you enjoy this video. So, with the Springboard at Club Pilates, majority of the studios have their settings like this. They usually put the yellow springs at the number 11 and they have the purple springs on the number 5. Now, majority of the exercises, or as it relates to leg springs, and just so you know, purple springs are used for leg springs only, okay? Majority of the time, you're going to have your purple springs staying at 5 no matter what exercise it is that you're doing. However, there are a few exceptions. One of them being when somebody has a lighter body mass, or you want to make a inversion exercise a little bit harder, that's when you would bring the setting down. Whether you put it at a 4, I necessarily wouldn't put it at a 3. I just feel like 3 might be a little too light, but that's when you might have your client set at a 4. Now, when would you need to put it higher? Well, that's when somebody might need more support. Case in point, somebody with a larger body mass. You may put it at a 6. You may put it at 7, and depending on how large the individual is and how much support they need, you may even need to put it at an 8. So that is something that you want to keep in mind and things that you should know for the leg springs. You are always, always, always laying down and having your feet in the straps with your feet facing away. However, there are a few exceptions where you're doing a couple of standing exercises using the leg spring, working primarily on hip abduction, and we'll discuss that when we are in person. The next thing you need to know about the Springboard is the rollback bar. It is a detachable bar that usually hangs on the wooden dowel, and the wooden dowel is located at the bottom of the Springboard right below number 1. It does not move. It's what you will hold on to when you are doing inversions. Now, the rollback bar is typically on top of that at some studios. Other studios maybe have it on top of the ballet bar or in a bucket, but it is the detachable bar with little hooks that look like this, okay? When setting up the rollback bar, you take the yellow springs, which are used for your arms, and you put them at the number 8 for majority of the exercises for majority of the population. There are few exceptions where someone may need support. Case in point, when you're doing the exercise like airplane and you have a larger body mass, and in order for them to get that lift, you then have to take the springs and maybe put them at a number 9 or 10 in order for them to assist them with the lift. To make it a little bit more challenging, or someone with a lighter body mass so they don't go flinging into the springboard, you then may put it at a number 7. Those are just things that you need to know about the roll back bar. As far as your hand placements, I typically have my students hold outside of the hooks or outside of the springs. However, there are a few exercises where you can hold inside, but majority of the time you are holding outside the hooks, outside the springs. Okay, that is your roll back bar. As it relates to utilizing the upper level springs or your 10 or 11, you can also use the rollback bar for exercises like salute, push-up combo, lat press, and things of that nature. And now that we're talking about the yellow springs, I want you to keep in mind that for someone a little bit shorter, having them at a number 11 may not work for them. So you might need to make adjustments for a height. My general rule of thumb is if somebody's like 5'4", 5'3", or shorter, I then say, please put your yellow springs to a number 10 when we are doing standing exercises, okay? And that's going to be pertaining to utilizing when you use the rollback bar with the yellow springs, or when you're doing, when you have the triangles or your handles, either or. Another position that you should know as it relates to the yellow springs, you should also know about elbow height or eye height when we're doing exercises like bicep curl or rotation or even some shoulder abduction or adduction. Why? Because you want it as close to parallel with whatever body part you're using as possible to avoid any strain or any type of any type of shoulder impingement or anything like that. So elbow height is key. Now, for some exercises, you may need to put eye height depending on if they have any shoulder injuries. So that's going to be case by case. And again, we can discuss that when we are in person. Okay. And I think that's pretty much it. That's what I wanted to kind of remind you guys and cover as it relates to the Springboard only. And I cannot wait to see you guys soon. Or if I don't see you, feel free to save this video for a little refresher.